It's interesting because you're saying it's going to be a fun year. There's going to be a lot to watch. What do you mean by that?
You know, all the trades and all the acquisitions that other teams made, you look at Oklahoma City, you look at Houston, you look at Boston, you look at Cleveland, you know, all these teams feel they've gotten better.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's going to be just fun to watch it all play out and just to see if Oklahoma City is going to be for real. You know, I know that Paul Pierce said that he picks them to win the NBA championship.
Oh, boy.
And that's my Inglewood boy, but man, I think he's a little far off on that one.
That's
but
a bit of a
it's going to be really fun just to see this all play out at the end of the day.
Okay, it's interesting because I believe Russell Westbrook feels that same way that Paul Pierce does.
Of course he
does. Adamantly. Talking about LeBron not necessarily being an MVP since 2013, is that shocking to you, considering that most consider him the best player in the world still?
I wouldn't say it's shocking, but it is surprising, you know, because of the fact that he is, to me, the best player in the NBA. There's no doubt about that. And I think we take that for granted over these years because, you know, when LeBron averages 27, 9, and 8, everybody says, well, that's what he should do, you know. And I think we take it for granted because of the fact that he is so great and he's been that way for so many years. And guys, we really should enjoy watching this because this is something that we probably won't see when he's done, you know, for a while.
Well, you know what? Speaking of taking for granted, maybe perhaps that's the reason why, right? Because we're so comfortable with how great he is. But at the end of the day, you're a competitor. You know what it means. Would he rather have a chip or would he rather have that title, MVP?
Oh, I think he would rather have those championship rings.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You know, I don't think he really cares about the fact that he has 3 or 4, whatever it is. And I know he has a chance this year if he gets MVP to tie Michael Jordan for, you know, most MVPs ever. But I think he's looking at Michael Jordan with 6 rings, you know, and he has 3 or 4, whatever he has right now. And he says that's, you know, the ultimate goal is to win championships because that's what your career is really based on.
Yeah, I think 3 is that. I think our researcher is hitting me with 3. Okay, let's talk about LeBron's former teammate, Kyrie. I didn't really take this as a dig, but some may have, mentioning now that he is in a real sports city. And then we turn around and we have Isaiah Thomas, say that he would never speak to Danny Ainge again. Is this normal when they get where they need to be and it's a little bit of a dig, like this is what I'm doing, or did you even take it as a dig?
I didn't take it as a dig.
Okay.
I look at Cleveland, I've been in Cleveland. It's a terrific sports town too. You know, I mean, you got a bunch of people that love their Indians, they love their Browns, even though the Browns have been terrible for so many years, they love their Cavaliers, you know, so that's still a sports town as well. I think what Kyrie is trying to say is that he's happy to be in Boston. He loves Boston. It's a true sports town when you got the Patriots and the mystique of the Boston Celtics and how many championships they've hung on that arena. So I didn't really take it as a dig. Isaiah, on the other hand, when he said I would never speak to Danny, that's a dig. That is sure. I don't like you. I don't want to speak to you. You should have told me you was going to. But he has to understand, it's a business.
I'm excited. Okay,
it's
so
a business.
I'm going to my I'm going to my notes here. Okay. So okay, let's talk about Isaiah and Danny for a moment. So our Jackie McMullen, who's covered Boston for some time and knows that organization and Danny Ainge well, so she picked up on something that Isaiah Thomas said in his interview with Sports Illustrated. He said, looking back at it, he would have never played in the playoffs.
Right.
It sounds like 2 things, and look, that's what we get paid to put people on the couch. Do you think that he was urged to play and it would have been different if he had known they were going to trade him?
I don't know, but it kind of makes it seem like he was urged to play.
Right.
You know, when you listen to him saying, you know, if I'd have known this, I wouldn't have played in the playoffs. But we all know that IT is a big-time competitor. You know, he wants to be in that moment. He wants to be on that court. So I don't know if somebody said you have to play, which now you got to start thinking about, well, who said that? You know what I mean?
And if
who would say that?
And of course, I'm like 2 + 2. That's why he's not talking to Danny anymore.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that that's true. But he's making it.
He's making it seem like that's the case. So again, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's no doubt about that. You know, but Isaiah Thomas is a competitor. We know that. This kid loves to compete, and he loves to compete on the big stage. So if somebody came to him and said, you know, you got to play. Like,
we need you.
You know, then it's his decision. You know, so he can't put it all on them because his decision as a basketball player is to say, well, I don't feel I can play tonight, or you know what, I'm good, I can play. Because we always had a statement in LA. You know, Magic, when we played, it was always this: you put that purple and gold on, you better be ready to perform. Period. No excuses. So if you're hurt where you don't feel you can play, don't put it on.
Yeah, it's on you.
It's on you.
It's still a business at the end of the day.
It's still a business
You are
at the end of the
correct.
day.